Sh Salek bin Siddna, who is a Mauritanian scholar, I believe in America somewhere. I respect him as he's a Mauritanian scholar, senior kind of in age and things like this. He also responded to me in a video, refuted me, saying these people are misleading and so on, and said don't listen to people like, he said, I'm not sure whether Ibn Ashur says this or not, but Ibn Ashur is not an authority, right? Because Bunani 300 years before him said nobody after today will be an authority. I thought, okay, can you see how absurd these statements sound to non-Muslims? So like 300 years ago, somebody wrote that, okay, from today onwards, nobody is knowledgeable anymore. But what does Allah say in the Quran? وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ. Above every person of knowledge is somebody with greater knowledge. But apparently Bunani realized that nobody has more knowledge than him, because he realized nobody has knowledge anymore. And not only in his time, he negated it for the future. The audacity. And wait a minute, your knowledge to make that judgment is like, so these kind of statements of trying to make people into, like, place blinkers on people are very irresponsible, very irresponsible. But then Sh Salek bin Siddna made an interesting point, because I was glad somebody asked him the question. He makes this thing and he goes on, and then he says, first of all, his arguments, you know, I expected better, I'm going to be honest. I thought, you know, from a very a learned scholar, he said, well, this person is saying, look, why is Jesus going to come? How is Jesus going to come down? But the hadith says, yanzilu, yanzilu. Doesn't he understand? Yanzilu in Arabic means to come down. Like, I don't get it. Like, why doesn't the hadith say, yub'athu, he will be resurrected? He says, yanzilu, yanzilu. I mean, I thought, Sheikh, honorable Sheikh, right? Hayyak Allah. May Allah bless you. You know, you're a senior to me, right? So, you know, in age, and I humbly, but, you know, for the love of God, right? Obviously, I don't accept those hadith. I mean, it's not that I don't. Then he said, oh, it's because people don't understand Arabic that they end up doing kufr. I thought, okay, I respect your Arabic, it must be awesome. But Sheikh, we do understand Arabic, and we do understand this. And no, it's not that I don't understand the word yanzilu fikum. It's that I don't accept these hadith because they clash with the Quran and with other hadith. And then and then he said, well, for him to say that Jesus coming back is a Christian concept, he's then claiming that the Prophet is a Christian. You know, and I thought, astaghfirullah, Shaykh. I thought, behave. You know, behave. Like, that kind of stuff is absurd to say. Right, I'm actually saying that you guys are misattributing to our Prophet statements. Right, so, and I'm going to highlight this, okay, like your attribute, which really, if you had a critical mind, you would understand that. But okay, what I wanted to come to was an interesting point. When Sh Salek bin Siddna finishes his video, it's not too long, somebody asks him, Sheikh, these people say, like me and other people, that if Jesus was to come down from the sky, which by the way is a quote from the Bible, and the Son of God will come down on the wings of angels, holding on to these angels coming down, which is exactly what the hadith says, right? Now, when Jesus descends upon the Muslims, everybody's viewing this. So they ask him that, Sheikh, these people say, then what is the purpose of faith? What is the purpose? I'm going to come to the other points of tawatur. Right, so I'm just highlighting this. They ask him, Sheikh, what is the purpose of faith? Because now we've seen somebody coming down from the sky. So now we know, you know, at the end of the day, if somebody's coming out of the cosmos, they're coming down, they're coming out of space, outer space, right? Obviously, people will be like, whoa, hey, what's going on? You know, we've got Jesus Christ. And for once, he'll say, yep, you got that right. But the point is that, look, so now Jesus is coming down, and by the way, we could do genetic DNA analysis. You could check, for example, his DNA to see, obviously Jesus was Jewish. You could see that he predates all the admixture that took place in the Middle East with the Romans and the Arabs. He predates all of that. So his DNA would show that it predates these people. So he either, this is a man living in such isolation, or this guy really is from like 2,000 years ago. Wow. So now everybody would believe. So they ask Sh Salek bin Siddna that what about that? So his response was really interesting. He said, oh, when Jesus comes down, nobody's faith will be accepted anymore after that. Like faith, taklif means your Islamic liability, not the Urdu word taklif, which means pain. Taklif means your liability to God, like having Islam, not having Islam, being responsible. So there's no more taklif. He said that after that, Iman is invalid. Become a Muslim, don't become a Muslim, doesn't make a difference. So then even the translator gets confused, because the translator says, right, isn't that supposed to happen after? Doesn't he kill the Dajjal first? And then he says, yeah, he kills the Dajjal. And so the translator asks him, so at what point does Iman become no longer valid? Is it after he's killed the Dajjal, or just as he's coming down? And then he himself just kind of like stutters and just says, look, when the signs happen, these are well known that nobody's Iman is accepted anymore. And he says, this is known in the Quran. And then even the translator kind of translates it in ambiguous terms and just leaves it. So let's get this right. So Jesus Christ is coming down, and now faith is not valid anymore. That's interesting. So if faith isn't valid, so why is Jesus being a judge if faith isn't valid? Why is he judging over? And why does everybody embrace Islam? And here's an important point I want to bring your attention to, people. This is a very important point. In psychology, we are taught, right, when you want to see whether testimonies are accurate. So if you look at forensic psychology, when I studied psychology and when we did things like testimony, and they teach you that, testimonies, and when people make claims about something, just like this, as a blunt testimony, you can't tell the accuracy. You can't tell whether the person's making it up or they're getting it wrong. So what you have to do is extract as much detail as possible from the person. Okay, so this is, there's been so much studies done on this. So if I said to you, if a person said, look, I saw this person killed him, he shot him. You see, that in itself isn't enough. So you need to extract more information. Okay, how much sunlight was there at the time? How far would you say you were standing from this person? What was the person wearing? What angle would you say you were standing at? How many people would you say they were there? How were you dressed? What was the weather like? Can you remember any other surrounding things? You see, when people start to highlight detail, that's when they make mistakes. That is where the devil is in the detail. The devil is in the detail, people. Now, it's interesting, that fact, and another fact, by the way, when people just provide an excess amount of detail about an incident, unwarranted, like they provide so many detail, usually to normal people, they're like, wow. To psychologists, that raises alarm bells. Because people usually provide so much excess detail when they're lying about something or something isn't true. Studies actually show this. There's a lot of interesting studies on when people are about to lie about something or about to forge something, they usually add incredible detail to the story. So these are two interesting psychological facts I want you to bear in mind. Now, this thing about Jesus, there is an incredible amount of detail. An incredible amount of detail. Okay. Now, so because the detail is there, it's in all these Sahih Hadith. So let's hear it. Let's hear the detail. I'm not asking you to make something up. I'm telling you, just read to me what these Hadiths say. And then let's weigh it up. Because the devil is in the detail, people. The devil is in the detail.